whenever I found Christ, I realized that He wanted me all along. He had been fighting for me, and He loved me just the way I was, and I didn't have to try to impress Him for Him to love me. And since He's come into my life, it's just been wonderful, and I have a sense of peace and a sense of being wanted and loved.
Hi, my name is Audrey. Before I found Christ, I was just a void that was just going through the motions of life and not really understanding what Christ had for me and why I needed Him so much and what was missing in my life before I did find Him. And when He found me, because He did find me, and I struggled with it for a long time. When He found me, He was not only became my light, but He became my sufficiency. And He'll be that way for all eternity.
My name is Christopher Lloyd. Before Christ, I thought I was going to heaven. Now, after I surrendered my life to Christ, I know.
I'm Madonna Onstadt, and before I truly knew God and accepted Him into my heart, I was very angry at God because my brother was in a serious car accident. My parents got divorced. All this stuff was piling on me, and I felt like all of it was my fault. And after I gave myself to Him, He led me to East Central, and He led me to UC, and He gave me friends and my fiance and my family to help me get myself through it.
I'm Jesse Johnson. I grew up in church my entire life, so I knew a lot about Jesus growing up. And to say that there's a difference between knowing about Jesus and knowing Jesus is it's a big difference. I lived my whole life going to church thinking that I would just follow in whatever everyone else is doing. And I really struggled with identity, and with that, felt pretty useless a lot of the time. Like I'm just kind of floating around, in Jeremiah 29:11 it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for good, not to harm you, plans for hope in the future." And that didn't really ring true for a long time. I just kind of felt like God put me here. But the difference between knowing about Christ and knowing Christ is you can feel useless and know a lot about Jesus, but when you know Jesus, you find your purpose, you find your freedom, you find your salvation. And tonight in our service of surrender, that's where my freedom's found. That's where the grace and forgiveness, my purpose has been.
All right, guys, I'm back. My name's Tim. Before I came to know Christ, I spent 18 years a slave to my sin. I was bound by hate and a web of lives that I had created for myself. I was trapped by thoughts of suicide and even multiple attempts. I was addicted to pain pills. My life was hell. My life was nothing. I was nothing. And that was my everyday for as long as I can remember. But after I came to know Christ, I was free. I was filled with love, peace, and hope. I now have a newfound purpose in the kingdom of God. I am a child of the one true King, and I am no longer bound by my past.